decade, and I'm super excited about this one. The last 10 years of my life have not been the best. The last couple of years we've seen a lot of transformation, a lot of changes come into my life, and I'm now in alignment with what I want. So things are looking a lot better for me. A lot of that is to do with Moldavite, this amazing crystal that I discovered, 18 months ago now in Thailand. And yeah, I want to talk about the past year, 2019, which was a year of 5 Moldavites, okay? And these 5 Moldavites, I believe, made rapid changes in my life, led to me moving very, very quickly towards all my biggest dreams and goals, and which now I've either achieved them all or I'm well on the way to achieving them now. Each piece of Moldavite, I believe, brought along a new period of really rapid transformation, ascension, events, circumstances, situations and people into my life, which enabled me to remove blocks, to work on myself, to become a better person, to become more aware, more intuitive and more conscious. That's what Moldavite does. It works with your energies, positive and negative, by magnifying them. It's a magnifier. And those energies will be brought to the surface and highlighted, and then it's going to either force you to work on them or not. You might not want to, and you won't go anywhere. But when you do work on them, you will start to see your inner world change. Those blocks, those limiting beliefs come crumbling down. And as your inner world changes, as anyone who knows about the law of attraction knows, your outer world then starts to reflect that. And Moldavite works as much with your outer world as your inner world. That's what distinguishes it from most of the crystals which work, solely on your inside, your inner world. Moldavite will work on your outer world as well, because it's a tektite, it's from another planet, and so it has these special properties which allow it to do that. So that's why Moldavite is such a powerful tektite / crystal / stone, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about the 5 pieces of Moldavite that I got through 2019 then. I'm going to start with this one. This was my original piece, and just take a close-up look at that one. And this was my first one. Around 18 months ago I got this, and yeah, not the most powerful one, probably the weakest of the ones I've got, purely from what I felt from it. But the second piece I got was from a guy called Mark Boyerski. You might know him already. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel. I highly recommend you go and check him out. Everything I know about Moldavite is from him, okay? Other people as well, mostly from him. And to the point where I thought I would actually go and buy a piece from him. He activates them himself and imprints them with his own work that he does, energy healing work that he does on his clients. So the piece I got from him, which was a pendant back in January 2019, a year ago, was very powerful. It was the first time I'd really felt Moldavite, actually felt it have an effect on me physically. And I got the fabled Moldavite flush, and yeah, stuff started to happen a couple of weeks after, as it did with the initial one that I got, the ring. It took a couple of weeks. They always tend to take a couple of weeks for the energies to merge with your own and to attune to that, and then you'll see things start to happen. That's the way it's worked with me anyway. So after a couple of weeks, big changes started to happen. I have done videos about these Moldavites and exactly what change it brought to me. This video is more about the differences between each piece of Moldavite. So the first one I didn't really feel much in this ring. The second one I don't have with me anymore. I gave that to someone else. So I can't show it you, but that piece, I felt it very powerfully, particularly during meditations. I feel this heat going throughout my whole body, and a pulsing from it as well. And it took me to places I've never been before during a meditation, where I was feeling these feelings of pure love coming through. So that was the major difference between those first 2 pieces. The third piece I got was a few months later, back in around April 2019. And the third piece, just a small pendant. Here it is. I'm going to show you that now. I still wear this one most days, as I do the ring. There you go. And this piece actually snapped in half because I dropped it on the floor. You can see that where the missing slab is, but that was like pretty much like a square really when I first got it. And again, a couple of weeks after I got it, things started to change and stuff started to happen, and events in my life started to go a little bit crazy again. And actually, the feeling of this piece was really no more powerful than the Mark Bujurski one. If anything, it was probably slightly less powerful, I would say, in terms of how it felt. In terms of what it did to my life, I think the upheavals that I had from the Mark Bujurski piece pretty much unrivaled with any piece that I've had. So if we're basing it on that, on what's happened in my life, certainly massive things started to happen after I got the Mark Bujurski piece. Again, I talk about that in other videos, but again, it's just highlighting there are differences between pieces. How I felt with these two pieces when I meditated with them, not really any difference between the two, but definitely this pendant was more powerful than the initial ring that I bought, which was on Etsy. It was pretty cheap, it was only $20. This one I think was around about $80. So, you know, make of that what you will. My third and fourth pieces from last year, my fourth and fifth pieces overall, I got at the same time in a shop in Bali, right around the corner from where I was living. I didn't even know it was there the first few months. I was in Ubud in Bali, which is a town right in the centre of Bali, spiritual centre of Bali. And I got these two pieces. And there was someone in the shop at the time who explained to me that this piece would produce more rapid transformation than this piece. Okay, so there's a difference between the two, supposedly. And she described this one as being quite, not dangerous, but spiky was the word she used, that this one would feel more uncomfortable and would bring around more rapid change. This one was going to be a little bit more mellow, okay? A little bit of a nicer trip, if you like. So these two pieces I bought back in September 2019, August, September. And they were initially for clients. I do coaching, law of attraction coaching, and I use Moldavite as part of the healing process in my coaching. So I was actually going to give these pieces to clients of mine, but decided to keep them for myself because what I felt from them was more powerful than any of the other ones that I got, including the Mark Bujurski one. I'd never ever before felt ill around Moldavite with any of my other pieces, not the ring, not the pendant, not Mark Bujurski's. But with these two, I started to feel nauseous. I had headaches for about a week, not particularly bad ones, I guess, but not migraines, but headaches. I don't normally get headaches ever. And just a general feeling of just being lethargic and just generally off. Yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant experience actually, but I kept them because what Mark Bujurski always says is that shows you that it's working, okay, and that there's some deeper stuff within you that it's bringing your attention to. Moldavite zones in on those parts where the blocks might be, and anything within you. If you feel ill, it's because it's actually working. It's bringing that to the surface to either release it or to show you this deeper stuff you need to work on. And that's exactly what I did with these. When I started getting these feelings, I thought, okay, I was already, for the whole of 2019, really working very strongly on myself, going deep within, working on blocks, lots of energy healing, and trying to make myself a better person, basically. Because I knew I had issues with confidence, I had issues with self-love, I had issues with self-worth, and I just wanted to be the best version of myself. And what these two Moldavite pieces did, I believe, is start to bring towards me a series of tests. Now, I don't believe that the universe is actually testing you. I believe that the universe is totally ambiguous. It doesn't give a shit either way. It doesn't think in terms of good or bad or anything like that. Okay, it's not some God sitting up there on a cloud judging you. It's just working, it's just all based on energy. Okay, so I believe that these Moldavite pieces, they were bringing tests to me, but they were not someone saying you need to pass this test to get to the next phase, but knowing within me that if I dealt with these tests which were coming my way, these challenges that were coming my way, if I dealt with them in the right way, I could grow as a better person and ascend to that next level of consciousness, awareness, and intuitiveness. And all those three things have really grown massively this year with all the Moldavite pieces. But I think specifically with these two pieces, the last two, it's definitely brought towards me things almost on a weekly basis. So there was so much stuff that I was having to work on. It was constantly having to look and redefine who I am as a person week on week and ask myself, what do I need to change here? What do I need to do next? How do I react to this situation? It really was quite relentless the last quarter of 2019. But I don't know, some of the challenges were very tough. I talk about those in other videos. Things that were being thrown at me were things that I wouldn't have coped with like a year ago even. But the new me was dealing with them in different ways. And I believe that's largely because Moldavite has thrown me into so many challenging situations and circumstances this year. And brought people along with them who have provided challenges for me as well, including my twin flame. That, you have a choice. You can run from these things, or you can dive headfirst into them, knowing that if you come out the other side, you're going to be a better and stronger person. And that's exactly what happened for me. So, yes, that's my story of 2019. If you want to go deeper into that and find out exactly what these Moldavite pieces brought to me, there's another video on that. I'll link to that. But really, I wanted to talk about how the differences between the pieces, and there are differences between Moldavite pieces. I'm not sure exactly how you go and find out before you buy it what the difference is. You just have to buy it. There are people who know more about energies and are more in tune with them than me, and they can do that. They can look at a piece and they can tell you. So maybe it's worth trying to find one of them. But I think it's just a process of experimentation. And if something catches your eye, go with it. And if you can actually go to a crystal store and feel the Moldavite, that's the best way. Get in tune with it. But don't be scared if it does make you feel a little bit nauseous. If you do get that Moldavite flush, don't be fearful of it, because that means it's pretty powerful and it is going to bring you transformation. You just have to be ready for it. I was ready for it. I've been working on myself solidly for 3-4 years now. So I was like, okay, bring it on. And even I was surprised at the amount of transformation and change that's happened to me this year, because I didn't think there was still that much more. 3 years of working on myself continuously, awakening for those past couple of years. I didn't think there was that much left within me to come out and to work on, but there really was. And now I'm going into 2020 a different man to the one who went into 2019. Stronger, more confident, way more self-assured. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly how I'm going to get it. And I don't feel like I need to go through that deep healing so much for this year. We're always going to continue, I think, looking into ourselves and growing and having to do some healing. But I think the majority of mine is done now, certainly for this period in my life. And now it's time to take more physical action in doing a few things that I've been procrastinating on, but mostly allowing the universe to do its thing. And my job is to learn how to respond to whatever comes my way in the best way possible. And Moldavite has taught me how to do that. So yes, rapid transformation, no doubt about that. Definitely different slightly between each piece, but I think whatever piece you get, it's going to bring transformation into your life. Some are going to be stronger than others, but you can't really go wrong with pretty much any piece if it's a genuine piece. So just experiment and go with whatever your budget allows and see what happens and keep trying them. That's all for now. Looking forward to 2020. More Moldavite videos to come for this year, no doubt at all. Not sure if I'm going to get any more Moldavite for this year yet. We'll see what happens with that. But for now, I'm just looking to kind of enjoy the fruits of my labour over the past year and really enjoy 2020 and do the things I love more and more. And yeah, I think for the first time in my life, I'm happy. I'm like truly happy. I've spoken about that in other videos, that I have this level of unconditional happiness and unconditional self-love and self-worth. And I just want to enjoy it now for the first time. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. Timothy Phoenix is my YouTube channel. Come and find me on Instagram at timothy.phoenix, don't forget the dots. And I'll see you in another video soon. Hasta luego.